Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse, for episode 3 of season 3 of Young Royals. Let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. Over there, you also get early access, and you can submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts for me to read at the end of these episodes. You also get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, helps do things you do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. With that all said out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 3. Here we go.
Jag vet inte om jag klarar.
Klarar vad?
Jag kan inte sova. Vad händer om du inte...
Det kommer gå bra, mamma.
Wow. This is just only going to add to the pressure weighing on his shoulders.
Jag lovar.
Ja, då kommer det här nu. Jag måste gå.
Damn, that is rough. Because if he wasn't like struggling before, this is just going to add even more pressure. God. Oh, all those great comments started to change their tune once they put together what it was about. Or then again, maybe just picking out some of the negative ones out of the sea of good ones, because you're bound to have both.
Du aldrig litar på mig igen. Varför tror du att jag inte sa någonting till dig? För att du hade inte kunnat hantera det. Att jag också kan fucka upp.
Yeah. It sucks. The whole situation's just ass. Oh, uniforms?
August?
Du inte får fira valborg, men...
Ja, fast vadå? Vi får väl i alla fall ha mösspåtagning, eller? Rektor Hamilton har sagt att det beror på hur ni upp.
So be on your best behavior. We have to take that away as well.
Spelar det verkligen någon roll? Det är väl bättre än att gå runt och klaga hela tiden.
Yeah, he makes a very good point.
Kommer Skolinspektionen inte ha någonting att säga? Jag får se. Som jag trodde. Varken Simon eller Wille har skrivit under. Lös det.
Men med prinsens namn så är det inte angivet.
Yeah. Good luck on that one, bud. I mean, it's for everyone's interests, I think, but still, they could do it just to spite him.
Om de ser er med mig så kommer de säkert börja trakassera er också. Vi ses.
Hejdå.
Oh my god. People are nasty, dude.
Bara fixa en grej innan jag lämnar in min telefon.
Jag pratar med mamma. Hon mår fan inte bra. Alltså. Du lyssnar inte.
Men det är en massa folk som kommenterar på...
Vi pratat om det här. Det blir värre när du reagerar på dem.
I mean, that's the internet. I mean, I know. But I get it too, because I still hang and get fixated on all the negative comments every time they occur. Just no matter how many great comments I get, I'll fixate on the worst ones for the longest. Like, it's just how it works sometimes, man. It just sucks that we're wired that way. Because I don't think it's exclusive to me or anybody else to just post or whatever. It's just like, I think we're always worried or insecure about a bunch of different things. So like, people could tell us end on end all these great things, but then we hear anything negative and like a lot of those walls will start to kind of crumble or down or fracture or whatever. So I get it. I definitely get it, especially in this situation right here. You know, he's out in the public eye now in this big bad way, and people are going to have their opinions one way or the other, and you can't really control that, but you can't really get used to it either. But yeah, Villa also made a very good point right now. His mom is like spiraling. We don't even know like the extent of the damages of what's actually going on behind the scenes, because again, they keep so much hush hush. I don't even think I would hazard to guess that he doesn't know the extent of it either, you know, because he's dealing with that and he's having this emotional spiral from that, this very real present thing. And I get the way he's like, you're worried about some strangers on the internet while I'm going through this personal crisis right now. It's very valid I think for Villa to be a little upset. A lot of the times he can be very self-centered, and I think this could definitely read that way, but like if you're just kind of looking at, you know, both of these different things here, I do feel like he's kind of like got a little bit of a leg to stand on in this at this moment. Sorry.
Mamma, det kommer bli bra. Hon kommer må bättre. Ganska vanligt att bli utbränd.
I don't know if this is just burnout though.
Hon har liksom aldrig brutit ihop på det här sättet. Vad händer om hon inte kan jobba längre? Tänk om, då ska jag kliva in liksom. Och då kommer allt det här bara bli värre.
Yeah. What if he has to start taking on responsibilities sooner than expected? Oh my god, you fucking vulture. Oh, they're singing his song and making fun, even here. Wow, rude. God, the fact that he can't even stand out anymore. Ah, it's so stifling. Oh, our first little duo sesh. Villa's not present.
Jag tänker så här, finns det verkligen ingenting som du har väldigt svårt när du vill det med?
Oh, a multitude of things. Where to start?
Säga ett ord till honom utan att han tar det som någon sorts... Ja, han har väl bara bestämt sig för att jag är... Och jag vet inte, det...
No, he's like, I don't know, maybe I am. Oh.
Och ibland så kanske vi inte kan få någons förlåtelse. Men då måste vi ändå gå vidare på något sätt. Mer osjälviska handlingar så kan vi åtminstone komma dit här att vi kan förlåta.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the most important, is being able to forgive yourself. At least when you're capable of acknowledging that you've done wrong, you know, and it's not just for the benefit on the other side. But I think he actually wants to forgive himself too, because he punishes himself a lot. Oh my god, fuck you all. God damn it, man. That's so fucked.
Fattar inte. Det är liksom 5 olika alternativ.
Men om du läser frågan så fattar du.
Men ska man bara gissa eller?
Här är rätt.
These kids, man. Just read the question. It tells you what to do. He's like, see, I did it.
Kom egentligen bara för att fråga om inför Skolinspektionens besök imorgon.
Varför är det så jävla viktigt för dig att tysta ner det här? Är du inblandad? Det funnits några jävla problem på den här skolan om du inte...
Det har jag aldrig sagt. Alltså, du har ingen aning om vad som...
Alltså, vänta lite nu här. Det är ju lögner alltihop. Det är ju hittepå.
Except it's not.
Ja, fast du om någon borde väl veta att rykten och skitsnack kan förstöra jävligt mycket.
Vadå, är det... Hotar ni mig? Nej, jag försöker bara...
Oh my god. This is just spiraling. He didn't help, though.
Jag ska inte ta ställning.
Okej, men det har du ju redan gjort.
I need to see that again.
Du kan skriva under i egenskap av kronprins. Jag ska inte ta ställning.
Men det har du ju redan gjort.
Right, okay, I got it. I was a little confused when I read that the first time.
Es que he estado preocupada por qué es lo que está pasando en esa escuela. Es que no los puedo proteger a ustedes.
Det spelar ingen roll längre. Jag vill ändå inte vara där. Jag vill inte vara i Bjärsta och jag vill inte vara någonstans.
Oh, don't you dare start talking like that, man.
Gilla mig bara för att jag är med Fille. Allt jag gör blir bara fel.
Fuck.
Todo va a estar bien.
Damn, I think that was like the first time I got like really gut punched. And it came so swiftly.
Tid hänger på den här utredningen. Feliz, året.
Dude, fuck off.
Och inspektera hela verksamheten.
I'm so glad that she at least goes in line with her as well.
Du, jag pratar med mamma. Jag har inte utegångsförbud längre.
Yay! Let's go. For a hot second with that like record scratch like lead in, that escalation, it almost, and it's probably because I just saw a video from Dimich earlier today using the very same song, but like, my god, did I thought it was just about to go into party rock. Oh, that would have been hilarious and out of place. Places, everybody, places. Those lyrics right on point right there, man. Oh my god. Wow. While this is going on, what a move. What a play.
Och här inne så har vi musik och både... Ni ska få fortsätta repetera så kan vi gå vidare till...
Oh, wow.
Jag fattar inte. Kommer de ens komma fram till dem?
Jag tror inte någon kommer vara ärlig.
That's true. No one... All of this is just a facade. So close.
Vad har du för sommarplaner, Vincent?
Jag ska dra till LA.
Kul.
Well played. Even though that was unnatural as all hell.
Hela grejen är att man firar Valborg och sen... Alla vet ju att första majen...
Ni vet väl att man inte är ledig bara för att ni ska få festa?
Va?
Arbetarrörelsens dag.
Okej, och vad är deras stil eller hur firar de?
Man firar inte. Man demonstrerar. Ni har aldrig gjort det, antar jag.
Nej, Simon. Det är nog bara du som håller på med det där här inne. Men berätta, vad är planen? Ni ska ut och... vad tycker kungahuset om det?
Fucking scum, man.
Pappa, hur var det när du gick här?
Roligaste åren i mitt liv.
Annorlunda.
Jag var ju den enda svarta eleven på hela skolan när jag gick här. Folk sa n-ordet som att det var det mest.
Men sa du aldrig något om det? Eller pratade med någon lärare?
Men nej.
No.
De var ju likadana. Jag fick lära mig tidigt att 10 gånger så bra som alla andra.
Wow.
Då hade de ingenting på mig. Spela efter spelets regler och inte...
That's how you win, he says.
Felice är en krona.
That's so fucking...
Felice pappa.
It's just disgusting. And I know this is like, oh, ooh, interesting. Okay. It's so disgusting that's even a thing that he had to do. It's like, no, there was like nothing I could say or do. He's the only one there, just completely surrounded in this sea of opposition of almost. And he just has to swallow it and just, you know, not let it show, not let it phase, and then exceed and excel. So there's nothing they can say that could like knock him off his pedestal whatsoever. You know, the fact that it's almost, I mean, to a lesser degree, but very similar what Simon's also dealing with here from his status. Like, so much so they're not looking at the color of his skin, while it has come up maybe like once or twice. They're using his status as this way to kind of like poke fun and prod and twist and poke, and like it's a very similar situation. It's like it's not gone away. You know, like we've traded skin color for status and station in a almost kind of way, but like that's still a problem though. Like even with like with the people running the school, you know, the older people that are still running the school, you can see how it's still ingrained in them with the way that they call her out, but none of the other girls. Like, while this kids might be talking about different things and valuing different things and maybe being a little more progressive, especially in the way that maybe August was talking about handling. I still don't remember his name. The one kid, the only other gay kid here in the school, at least openly so. Well, I mean, not even that openly so. It's like this kind of unspoken thing, you know, they changed their hazing rituals so that it wasn't more targeted towards him or whatever. That little conversation we had between him and August last episode. It's like the kids are trying in these little ways to the point where they don't have to break or bend too much, but then you still see how the upper echelon is also kind of having their own kind of push and pull. But for the most part, we're still seeing that they're really kind of trying to cling and hang on to what's always been. Anyway, but Felice, now with this, she's like, he didn't want me going in there and getting interrogated alone. But now she's like, I'll be fine. She's gonna, I hope this conversation with her father about his time here and the way that he chose to react in that moment or attack that moment. I almost want her to take that and be like, nah, I'm gonna be loud and proud. You know, if they got a problem with it, then I'll make a problem out of it. I mean, this is the time to do so, right? With it under this lens, is she gonna, you know, continue to help them keep this facade up, or is she going to put it on blast? I'm curious to see how this is going to go too, because it also kind of mirrors with what Villa's done as well, because this is all happening as a result of him, you know, calling out the traditions here and everything that's been going on, this like orchestration of falsehood amongst every level of this, all the way up to the crown and everything, you know, and then that, you know, invited other people or inspired other people to call out with their stories. You know, that's why this is happening. Anyway, I'm excited to see what she's going to say.
Helt konfidentiellt. Ditt namn kommer inte att förekomma i rapporten. Om vi tar ifrån när du började här i höstas. Hur var det för dig och de andra eleverna?
Tell the truth. Fuck! No! I was like just sitting here, I was like, don't cut away, don't cut away, don't cut away, don't cut away. And of course, they cut away. I really want to know what she said. It's going to be anonymous, but I'm sure it'll come out in the report, like regardless of what she said.
Vi skulle bara vilja räcka över denna. En namninsamling från eleverna här som har skrivit under att vi verkligen...
Vilket fint.
Hur tror du att det gick?
Det vet vi först när beslutet kommer.
Rektorn.
Yeah, we won't know.
Vi får fira valborg.
I mean, this is done. I don't see why not.
Vad sa du då? Jag försökte bara säga så lite som möjligt egentligen. Jo, du sa väl inte att vi har dem? För de kommer inte fatta grejen liksom. Nej. Bra. Great.
I don't like the way they, I don't know, they are handling all of this or talk about all of this.
Hörni, det blir valborg. Det kommer bli svinfett, okej? Taggat.
All right. They're allowed to celebrate. I was going to say, like, it doesn't really matter all that much because all of this really was like, oh, we got to build up to this investigation. I mean, it's obviously not gone away, but with that now having passed, you know, they could allow them to do a little bit, right? So seems like that's the case, thankfully.
Jag tror att du är redo för steg 2.
Vad gör du?
Music while driving.
Viktigaste kunskapen när man kör bil.
What, singing while driving? Aww. He's trying. We don't know how bad it had been before. Oh.
I want you back. I want a time I can't remember.
Let's go.
I can change, I'm not the same, not forever.
Cute. What is that jacket he's wearing? Oh, wait, is he going into town? Is he going to try to find her? Yeah, I think so.
Hej! August. Trevligt att träffas. Din pappa.
Han har en bra period.
He's having a good spell.
Inte hålla så länge.
Oh, she's waiting for it to...
Men jag hade ju hellre haft en pappa med dåliga perioder än ingen alls.
Yeah, that's a good point. This episode's getting me, man.
Var den som svek dig först. Jag förstår det nu. Du är den enda jag någonsin har kunnat prata med. Du saknar inte så jävla mycket att det gör ont. Du fick mig att känna att jag kunde bli en bättre människa.
August.
Kom tillbaka till skolan i alla fall. Jag vill inte vara anledningen till att du inte kommer tillbaka.
Hej då, August.
The problem is, because of all of this too, it's not just being around you. There's the awkwardness and the rift between her and her brother, her and Felice. It's all rooted around the same thing, but it's not just him. But like, I feel for him, man. He's fucked up so much, but I still feel bad. Because I do believe that he is trying to unlearn a lot of these behaviors. I think that one hurts the most. God, his phone won't stop. You gotta turn off notifications, buddy. That's all you gotta do. Or at least it's a start. Oh, unless that was him trying to text. Oh, no, it was him calling his mom and not being able to get through.
Den där, vill han något särskilt eller?
Han ville att jag skulle komma tillbaka till skolan. Men jag sa att det var omöjligt.
För att?
Allt blev fel. Jag gjorde fel.
And so did he, you know. But just because you've done one thing wrong doesn't mean you could try to do more things right or to make up for it. Just like the...
Fel, det är ju jag lite av en expert på.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just like the therapist said too, you know.
Den som kommer efteråt är den värsta känslan i världen.
Even if it's impossible doesn't mean you should stop trying. Because you gotta forgive yourself.
ADHD-medicinen, då mådde jag skit. Trodde jag att jag var som alla andra och kunde ta ett glas med polarna. Fatta vad som hände, så hade jag tryckt i mig 30 öl och kom inte hem på hela helgen. Och jag fixade inte att ta eran besvikelse. Så då började allt om igen.
It became a cycle.
Tror du att det kommer bli så för mig?
Det där skulden och skammen. Jag tror att du och jag känner den där känslan mer än andra. Men du får inte låta den där känslan styra ditt liv.
Someone in the choir was really like punching through there out of the whole group.
Klarar du det här? Klarar du vad som helst?
Jag var inte förberedd på att det skulle vara så vidrigt.
It takes a lot to get used to.
Det har ju blivit svårare att typ vara avslappnad i det. För det känns inte lika kul.
Well, that sucks. To have something you love like that be numbed or muted.
När var din buss gick?
10:09.
Jag bara tänkte, alla är här ute nu.
Let's get out of here. Dude, everybody's right here. Oh, God damn it. Calling her dad.
Jag kan inte prata just nu.
Oh, God damn it, and he's not answering. No.
Jag har saknat dig. Alltså, jag fattar inte hur han ens vågar visa sig här. Nej, jag vet. Men vi går bara.
She's gonna do it even though it's hard. This is the mid-season, man. What's gonna fuck up by the end of this? Guys, can we be in a room right now? I'm pretty sure they're still in the hallway. I don't know. We are bouncing around, I think, in time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we are not telling this linearly. Camera backs out and they're still in the hallway. He didn't answer. Damn. After just what he said today. God damn it.
Slockna bara, jag var helt slut. Men hur gick det?
Skit. Jag överlevde.
Maybe just a simple mistake.
Jag ska börja på måndag igen.
Well, there we go. She's gonna persevere.
Jag vill nog sova nu. Så.
Ja.
I couldn't tell if she actually did smell anything in the cup or not. Or if he was telling the truth or not. I think he was telling the truth, but what shitty timing too, after just saying, just call me anytime, I'll pick you up. And then immediately calls and nothing.
Hur kändes det att se Sara idag?
Vet jag inte. Hur kan man ha samma uppväxt och samma gener och ändå vara så olika? Helt olika perspektiv på saker.
That's life, man. Because we are not all the same.
Det känns bara som att jag alltid funnits där för henne och gjort allt för henne. Och om hon kan göra något sånt här mot mig, då kan vem som helst göra det.
Oof. Yeah.
Hur ska jag kunna lita på någon?
That is terrifying. Oh, God.
Det ser ut som du håller på att sälja något annat. Haha.
Jag måste bara säga, du är lite av en idol hemma hos oss. Det du och kronprinsen gör, vi tycker ni är jättemodiga.
Ja.
Vad kul.
Skulle du vilja ta en bild med oss?
Ja.
Oh god, the crown might not like this, but this is a positive interaction he needs.
Cheese.
Tack.
Hej då.
Ha det bra.
Hej då, tack.
Maybe he's gonna take down the hood now.
Kolla.
Nej, vad...
Damn, they posted that fast. I would hate to see any of that vitriol make its way onto their page, though, too. But, yeah.
Nej, du skämtar. Har du sett det?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. Shit. Here it comes.
Man måste ju ha lite komedi i vardagen. Simon var sosse, men inte att han var så aktiv i kampen.
The way they just, like, shit on everybody under them or whatever, you know? Crush the upper class.
Hej Farino.
Hej Wilhelm. Jag trodde att du skulle prata med Simon.
Kanske inte var tillräckligt tydlig.
Technically, he didn't. Well, he reposted it, but...
Redan blivit rubriker om bilden han postade. Med tanke på drottningens hälsa behöver du ta mer ansvar.
Oh, fuck off.
Annars kommer vi göra det.
Ja, jag ringer honom.
Talk to him or we will. Oh my god. All right, well, I guess for the final 3 episodes, we're initiated a class war.
Hej. Ja, jag såg den här bilden som du la ut.
Visst var det gulligt?
Det känns som att vi på riktigt skulle kunna förändra någonting.
Ja, men Simon.
Yeah. Wait, what? Or some? Was that a reaction to this, or did he just see something? Somebody broke into their house. Okay, she's okay, but oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. What the fuck? What are we heading into, man? What the hell? For one thing, who's to say what the motivation was there? The public knows who he is, the town knows who he is and where he lives. And now though, like is that a result of the picture that just went up and him being at this movement, you know, this march or whatever, this little solidarity outing that they had here with the Crush the Rich thing, you know, this Workers' Day thing that they had going on there where they're trying to fight back for equal pay, rights, and all that kind of stuff. Is this the result of that, or is this the result of him being with the prince? Who knows at this point what it is? Oh my god, that's fucked. I'm just glad she's okay. I was so worried what he was going to come into the house too. I mean, still, that's terrifying, man. And that's just another thing about just kind of like the pain spot of the position he's in right now, and he's found himself in. And this could have been the case regardless of what happened, because even like people of his own station and status or whatever might see him as a class traitor for like the people that are like, oh, he's just a gold digger, he's just a clout chaser, blah 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 blah, all the crap that's happening on social media. And now is that going to bleed over here? Unlike the woman and the kid that came to take that photo with him, we saw the looks everybody else was giving him. Like, is it just like, you know, him being there but being with the prince, is that counter to what they were thinking there? What does that make them think of him in that moment? And on top of that, just all the other things, and then just the way that all of this is reflecting back on the people at Hellerska and all of that's going on there with the school, and the way they looked down on him and the way they all reacted to the post as well. Is that just some townie, or is that someone else? Who fucking knows? That's what the scary part about it, man. He just wants to bring some light into this world. He wants some fairness in this world. He wants love, and it's just man, god damn it. And then on the flip side of that, you know, you have the Crown coming in. He's like, hey man, Villa, get your man in order. You don't want your mama to die, do you? You better get him to get in line, or we're going to come down there and do it for you. It's the way they're hanging his mom and her health over him to manipulate him, and that he's almost kind of manipulating himself over, because yes, that is something he's genuinely concerned about, because at the end of the day, it's his mom. It's not just the queen, you know, it's where these lines start to blur. And I love that this episode a lot of it has been dealing with the consequences of one's actions, and as well as finding the path forward. If not for forgiveness from those that you've wronged, but forgiveness for yourself. And I love how that echoed in August's story, in Felice's story, in Sarah's story, in Villa's story, in Simone's story, everybody's story, her father being the really like the voice of, I mean, obviously he did fuck up yet again. And I do think, and unless I completely read it wrong, like I do think that he actually made an easy to make mistake. You know, she didn't have like a horrible reaction to the glass, at least the way I read it. So I don't know if he was actually drinking or if he did just genuinely leave his phone on silent and fell asleep, which he very well could have done. I do it all the damn time. I sleep through my alarms sometimes. So like, it's just like, that could have that's also, he's breaking a habit too, right? He may have just forgotten to, because now he needs to actually make that change, which just sucks, because it is unfortunately on the day where he made that promise yet again to be there for her. And after all of these great little moments, and then with this thing with August where she was like, he's just in a good moment. They rarely last very long. So she's already expecting him to fuck up, and then he did, but she's not backing down. She took his advice to heart. And I love that they connect in this way because of, you know, the things that he's passed on to her and their experiences that they're both going through, and the way that he was open and vulnerable about his own spiral and that own thing. And I can relate to that very well. Like sometimes once you feel like you're in a place where you're going to be okay, or that you're in a spot where you can finally be normal, then you kind of backslide or even like cascade further down a different point. Or just the way that like your own, like the way that you're punishing yourself for your own faults or your own mistakes causes you to make more, and it becomes this cycle that feeds in on itself. I very much so understand and relate to that, man. There's so much of this that I found just really, really enticing, especially on an emotional level with all the characters. And I think the thing about it, the takeaway from all of it is that no matter like what we do, like we should never be trying to, because we can never always expect what somebody else is going to return to us. You know, if we've wronged somebody, if we've made a mistake, the thing is to acknowledge that, accept that, move on. Even if you can't get forgiveness back, because sometimes things you do, you will never get forgiveness back from the person you wronged. But you have to be able to forgive yourself in the end, because it's understandable. No one owes you forgiveness, but the thing you really, because you may never live with the same people throughout your life, but you're stuck with yourself. So at the end of the day, to move forward, you really do have to be able to forgive yourself. And I like how that's, at the end of the day, like what a lot of these characters are trying to do. And I do, again, despite what has been done and everything, because like even what Simone said, it was like, we had the same upbringing, the same family, the same household, same everything, same DNA. How do we wind up so different? And that's just how people are, man. Chemistry in the brain, all of it. You know, so much of our life is nurture, and so much of our life is nature. You know, I think some of us, people are going to be born the way they are going to be born, and then that is going to be like, we have a core self that is untainted and molded by our surroundings, but that also does have an impact. So under similar conditions, you're going to have people that still view the world in a very different way, despite how everything else played out. You know, and it's interesting to see them play around with that. And the way there's like, I've done all of these things for her. And one thing that I kind of wish that Villa would have said in this moment, because I think it could have helped here, but I don't know that he made the connection. But at least, he was like, I'm always the one looking out for her and do all these things. And like, how could she do this to me? If she could betray me, that means anybody can. And how does that leave me being able to trust anyone? And like, Villa was like, I don't know, I can't really relate to that because my brother, he would never have done that to me. That's the thing, though. Your brother was the Simon in that situation. He was the one always looking out, always shielding, always protecting, like he said. And Villa was kind of the problem child. He was the one causing problems with the family. He was the one out there getting in trouble. He's here as a result of a punishment. He could have been like, well, I was the Sarah in our family, essentially. He's disrupted the flow, the family, and all this stuff on multiple occasions, but his brother was always still kind of there for him, and maybe he could have related that in some way with him connecting to allow Simon to see that in his sister and find some solace and some hope. But again, I don't know. And I like that despite all of this, though, Sarah did decide to seemingly come back to the school to persevere on, despite all of the looks she got there and how hard it is going to be, that she took her father's advice to heart and she's going to keep pushing through, and not let herself take the fall for everything. Not, like August said, not throw away all this progress in her life and all these things for their mistakes. I don't know, man. It's just so complicated. There's so many complexities when dealing with all this because you've got so many things going on between everything. And then you got the Felice stuff with her and her father and the way they're being treated differently here. And the way that I totally feel like she's probably, because they came, they did their investigation, they left, and everybody's like, oh, yay, here, do your thing. Here, we're celebrating this holiday again. And here's your capping ceremony. Now that they're starting to get some leniency back and some brightness back, and I feel like that's going to go up in smoke because we still haven't heard what the findings of the report were. And while anonymous, I think it'll be very easy to point out or find out who said what based on what was said. And I have to imagine after that sit down with her father and with everybody else taking these stands here and there in these different ways, I have to imagine she probably was brutally honest in a way that she probably wasn't prepared to be until she had that talk with her father. And yeah, so and her friends aren't going to seem to like that as well, because they were really hoping she was going to shut her mouth about all the things that they had going on. Everybody else just wants to cover it up. Even if it's not as bad as it used to be. They still do this stuff. They still keep on these traditions in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know, man. I want to think that she like Villa took a stand and called them out on what they're doing. Though Villa will do that and then he'll recoil and retreat because he's still not standing his ground in these moments. And I think that a lot of that is large in part to do with the state of his mother at the moment. But I have to imagine we're going to get some pushback by the end of this, from all fronts, at least. That's my hope in the end. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's head to Patreon. We got Vivi here. We got two from Vivi here. Loved how August took Boris's words to heart about making amends, even if you aren't forgiven, but doing it so you can move on and heal yourself. Obviously, paraphrasing. Trying to convince Sarah to return to school, even knowing it won't win her back, was such a good sign of growth. Yes, because he didn't. He was like, even if you're not going to be back with me or whatever, so much of that she still needs to do for herself. Same with Felice, same with everybody. And even August is trying to put his good foot forward, and it's hard, even with Villa. And even with the petition and all that, he was trying to do it for everybody. But then at the same time, I get the way that Villa saw it as well. I don't know. I get it. August is visibly trying, at least from our point of view. I like that. Fun fact, Frida Argento, who plays Sarah, doesn't actually have a driver's license. So anytime she is behind the wheel, the car is being hitched on a truck with a pulley in front. That is funny. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be all that surprised. There's a surprising number of actors that do not have their driver's licenses. I mean, there's a lot of people in cities in general that don't, because public transportation is so easily accessible and there's a pretty, I mean, compared to a lot of places, especially here, like it is a requirement damn near to have a vehicle here. There's good luck unless you live like right across the street or down the road from the thing you're working at. But like a lot of people in the cities sometimes, I mean, there's no point in having it if the system or the infrastructure is so well put together. So I'm kind of not surprised by that. Then we have when Simone talked to Villa about not understanding how you can grow up with someone and share the same DNA but be so different is so relatable to me. While I'm an only child, my mother and her sisters were very close, and I was raised with many of my first cousins, practically every day together. They're all very similar in personality, but even so to this day, as I am an adult, never quite felt like I fit in with them. Yeah, that's very true. Raised together completely, almost, and then you still feel kind of bit of like on the outside, right? And I mean that's the same of siblings, just kind of in general, you know. My brother, while he looked, I'm not in some kind of vain way, like legitimately, like he got my hand-me-downs. He looked up to me a lot growing up, and he took on a lot of the same interests. I mean, he's part of my friend group now. Like he talks to my friends and hangs out with them too. Like he very much so is a part of the gang in a real way. But we're still like, while we still have similarities, we still have so many very, like, differing opinions, feelings, vibes, and interests outside of those things, despite, you know, that similar trajectory. You know, everybody's going to fork in some way, shape, or form. There might be some overlap, there might be some crossover, but everybody's their own person at the end of the day. And I think even with them, like even within that group, that amalgam, those cousins, those sisters of yours, they're all individually different. Like you couldn't break into that unit, right? But like each one of them is we're all kind of on our own islands at the end of the day, with varying degrees of bridges and connections and transits between those in our orbit. You know, I think that's the best way that I could kind of put it. Like we're like everybody, like society, our social hierarchies and all this are just like a different series of islands with different levels of connectivity and overlap and stuff like that. So like, and accessibility. So I don't know, man. Like, I think that's what I love about Severance, to kind of go down that rabbit hole, because there's always this whole thing, nature versus nurture. And I don't think it's one or the other. I think that we are all born with a very, I think we're born with a core us that is then influenced by how we are raised, the world around us, our surroundings, and all of that. But there is a singular, almost like tree-like root element of us that is there from birth, that is unique to us, as is our DNA itself. Like even siblings, while we have a lot of overlap, like each person is uniquely their own. So like I think there's a lot of that chemistry, whatever it is in our brain or what makes us us, is going to be very different. And the way you're treated is going to form that. The way you see the world is going to change and whatever. And then it's just going to get more and more different. That's why in Severance, when you strip away the memories, when you strip away the nurture, and you have just the pure being in an environment, that it creates this wholly different version of yourself. But there's still these shared traits, these attributes that both have, despite their completely differing upbringings, these core elements of them that still draw them together in these ways. That's what I find so fascinating about the exploration of the show, and amongst a lot of different things. That's just one of them, man. But that's kind of what I think, man. Anyway, I mean, in very, very few words, that's kind of what I think, at least. But that's all we got, guys. That's all I got. So I'm going to leave it there and pass it off to you. How did you guys feel about this episode? It was quite the emotional little roller coaster, I think. I think this is the most I've gotten emotional throughout this show so far. And I'm very intrigued about where this is going to go, man. But anyway, sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, get early access to these episodes, or submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts for me to read at the end of these episodes, you can do all that over on Patreon. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out Angela Burr, Adriana Melee, and Lily Chen Son. Thank you guys so much for coming save us here on the channel, helping sponsor and support the rescues that have been taken care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help. And as always, I want to give a huge special thank you to all of our channel legends. Thank you guys so much for your additional support and everything you bring to the channel, because it allows us to do so much of the things that we're able to do here. Everybody over on the Patreon, thank you guys so much, and especially y'all here on YouTube, because, well, we wouldn't even be here. But that's just the video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.